Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rum on the Couch video number 99. Dave here from Manchester Rum Festival, and I'm in a little bit of a special place today because this is the first episode of Rum on the Couch that is in the Mainwaring Arms. Now the Mainwaring Arms, if you don't already know, is a sponsored rum pub that I've been working with for the last nearly a year now. And every month we have been promoting two different styles of rum. A more spice and flavour driver, and then obviously a more traditional, unadulterated rum as well. And for the last 12 months, we've been introducing new brands, some old school brands that people may recognise, a handful of local ones as well. Ultimately, making sure that the list, this rum bible, is as up to date as it possibly can be. Now, at the moment, we are looking into November, so this will be going out, give or take, on that first week. So you can actually come down to the Mainwaring Arms and enjoy two different types of rum. We also have Two Lasses, and then we also have Ninefold as well. So it'll be a little bit different in this one. Obviously, we're going to crack them open, we're going to try them, but ultimately, we're going to showcase what the Mainwaring Arms is all about. So, like I say, there's a rum bible upon arrival, and we did this in terms of what rum actually is, a bit of history naturally as well, also the grades of rum and production of rums, but ultimately a beautiful list. Now we actually split this list up a little bit. So we have aperitif, which is rum and mixes. Mainwaring Arms do some amazing foods. It's really good to sort of set your tone off, enjoying the rest of the evening or daytime, depending what your plan is. So we have a nice section of rum and mixes. So you'll see things like Chen Reserve White Label, you've got Gosling's Black Seal, Bounty Coconut, Salford Spice, Public Spirit as well. All paired up with things like double Dutch mixes, apple juice, cranberry juice, whichever the pairing I think is actually really a good showcase of the rums. Then we have quaffers, cocktail rum mixes combined. So you see there, Dawley's 3-year-old, we've got Havana Club Free, Ray and Nephew, Mountgate Eclipse, Duppyshire, Clement VSOP from Martinique as well. Latter page, a little bit more on that section. So Puss's Gunpowder Proof Spiced, Havana Club 7, I see some plantation, plantation rum, Stickins Fancy, Pineapple, can't speak words, and Belgrove Hazelnut as well. And then of course the after dinner sippers. So I see on there Eldorado 12-year, you've got Diplomatico Reserve Exclusiva, Puss's 15, Woods Navy, Havana Club Selection, the Maestros, and some amazing rum blends to surround all that as well. And like I say, every month we've been adding one spiced and one non-spiced to the list, and obviously we're going to revamp that early in the next year. So ultimately, you will never miss out because these are always going to be now on the bar at Mainwaring Arms. So don't worry if you don't come down during November. Maybe if you hit December, they'll be there available for you to experience. So, saying that, let's crack this open. So I'm going to start off with the Ninefold. Now this is a Scottish-based rum. We've already showcased their spiced several videos ago. I'll try and work out which one it was. But this is their cask-aged pure single rum at 45% ABV. A little bit of transparency on the back. It says the words, an authentic small batch barrel aged Scottish rum made from scratch on the dormant estate in Dumfries and Galloway. Matured at our distillery for a minimum of 1 year in American oak barrels. A couple of different experiences of flavours there. Rich, luxurious and decadent. We don't chill filter or add sugar or colour this rum. So naturally some sediment may appear. So not too bad for me on this one. But also, if you may have seen, I don't know if you can tell on the video there, but this is their new bottle as well. Very impressed with this. It looks fantastic. It's really got some, what's the word to use? I was going to say the word engraving, that's the wrong thing. Embossment. Yeah, I'm going to go for embossment. I think it's a different word. I can't think what it is, but hey ho. Let's crack it open. So, Ninefolds. I've been a big fan of Ninefolds, very intrigued to give these a go as and when they've been available. Thank you, Kit, for all the support since you've started, especially obviously being at Manchester Rum Festival last year? 2 years ago. Yes, the 2021 version. COVID really sort of screws that bit up. Anyway, so let's give it a go. So 1 year old, ex-American oak barrels, Scottish based. And the first thing I'm getting right now is that ripe. Very, very on the apple nose, green apple, slight redness towards it. I get some peach. I get that, what's the word to use? I actually get pear as well. Yeah, I'll tell you what it reminds me of, apple crumble. That's what it is. You know, you get the pastry elements, you get the sort of, I love apple crumble because it's a little bit sweeter. So I think that's where my senses are really heading towards. It's a beautiful invitation for the nose, it really is. All right, let's give it a taste. As you'd imagine, quite young, a bit more scented, nothing too rich, and I wouldn't expect that from a 1 year old. But ultimately, God, that's good. It's really just kind of widened at the end of the palate there. It's quite a long, lingering, but long profile nonetheless. I get a little bit of spice, a little bit of orange zest comes through. It's retained that kind of peachy pearness notes to it. So we're talking flesh as well, not the skins. Second sip, a bit more improvement in terms of sort of body towards it now. And there is something else there. I want to say it's like it's not really like a berry style. It's quite wet. So like I was gonna say mixed fruits, but that's not right. There's something, I can't think what it is. Let's give it another go. I think it could actually be caramelized butterscotch. Is that a thing? It is now. So basically, it's kind of got the texture of it. That's where I'm sort of struggling. And I'm thinking apple crumble in my head again for the aromas I picked up. But yeah, I think it could be that. I've sort of got that. I think that's why I went wider, because butterscotch in my mind always hits this part of my palate. But that is good. Would I mix it? No. I think this will be recommended as pure straight. It's great to sort of actually start your night off. That's not a bad shout. If you've just had a hell of a day, this is nice. It lingers, it's a long profile, but ultimately it's not too heavy. It can start your night off quite well. Saying that, it can also finish your nights off. So why don't you do both? All right, so that is Ninefold. Now we're gonna head on to the spice and flavored side of what we do for the rum and the bumps. And this is Two Lasses. Yorkshire spiced rum, 42% ABV. On the back of here, it's a bit of a circle, so bear with me. This legendary recipe, a nod to the gingerbread cake from the north. This blends oatmeal and treacle to capture the Yorkshire spirits. What am I saying there? So, vanilla and honey descend into a luxurious finish on the nose. A swirl in the glass brings this rich dark liquid to the nose with notes, I won't say them because I don't want to be defined on my own palate. Basically, I'm looking at this oatmeal and treacle. I can do that. So, love a good cork. So 42%, not too strong, but ultimately ticks my box when it comes to spice and flavoured rums for being at least 40 in my mind. Ooh, now I'll tell you what, that surprised me. I was expecting when I heard the word treacle to be quite rich, quite bold, but that's nice. I do get the oatmeal. I think that's why it's sort of subdued it a little bit, but actually retained the flavour that treacle offers. Might be a bit rich for certain. I can see it being a bit rich for the bit bold, a bit too much. But I like that. I have to say. Now I'm intrigued because I don't really smell too much rum. It doesn't say, for transparency, what the sort of age of the rum is, or even if it is aged for that matter. It doesn't really say anything on here. But let's give it a go. Let's see if we can actually get any of the rum flavours coming through. be fair, it is a rum, so that works. And actually, to be fair, I would say it's actually quite balanced. I get the treacle, not too rich, not too bold, not too heavy. You can get the oatmeal, a sort of real biscuit element towards it, really malty feel. But it is a rum. You can tell there's a rum base. It's a shame it doesn't really say what kind of age profile it is, but I would probably say that's a good maybe 1-2 year at a push. Nothing too sort of heavy when it comes to, you know, a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old or something like that. But I think for a young rum that it could potentially be, you can tell it's fresh treacle, fresh oatmeal as well, you know. Now that, as an after dinner sipper, will work amazingly well. But also, I'd probably say even cola will work well with this, but ginger beer, or even, I was going to say ginger ale, but I think ginger beer will probably work best. Brings out a little bit more of that spiciness that oatmeal can offer me. Best thing is, it's versatile. I like that. And I think that really warming feel to it as we head into Christmas as well. That's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. So that is Two Lasses, the Yorkshire Spice Rum, 42% ABV. And of course, very first one was the Ninefold Cascade Pure Single Rum from Scotland. So these two are now available at the Mainwaring Arms come November the 1st. This has been pre-recorded, but ultimately it's going to be on the bar. So if you're intrigued, feel free to obviously pop in to the Mainwaring Arms and experience not only obviously these two, but the many other rums as and when we start to add more every month, but ultimately everything we have so far as well. In the next couple of weeks, there will also be a comprehensive list of every rum and a month that we've been involved since we opened. So you'll have an opportunity to try 24 different types of rum, 2 obviously per month. So a really good opportunity if you've missed a couple or you've only just started the journey of the Mainwaring Arms to enjoy, experience recommended pairings or ultimately straight as it comes depending on what the scenario may be. Ultimately, they are just recommendations, of course. Now, as you can probably have mentioned at the very beginning, this is rum video number 99. There will be a rum and a couch number 100. I am going to do something a little bit different. It will be live. I don't know when, but I will do something live. And it is a range that I have to say you can't buy anymore. However, I'm going to crack all 6 bottles open and we're going to experience what got me to understand that top shelf level of rum. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, feel free, join me here at the Mainwaring Arms and ultimately experience Ninefold, experience Two Lasses, and get yourself into the Mainwaring Arms and book yourself in for a bit of food and some great tasty rums. Until then, I will see you all very soon.